All right, welcome back, guys. Today we're starting our new weeks, so we will continue from basically our layout projects, right? So let's look at the next challenges. So we finished up to challenge 4 last time. I hope you guys have done already. Next is challenge 5. So here, right, is almost same thing. Okay, let me see if I can open this one, right? Yeah. I just want to make a mark and try to explain this. See, look at here. This will be the first box, right? Let's call it header section. Okay, this is the main with the background color, because we have background running from left to right. So always remember, when you have background or right, which is completely covering the width, then you always try to add in the top level element, right? So header is our top. Okay, now always, right, what I will do is I will make as a wrapper. Okay, wrapper is basically to align everything, right, from top to bottom, like in perfectly, like make a one perfect column kind of thing, right? See, this is making just one box. This is a wrapper. Okay, wrapper, right? So this is one box, but you can apply this wrapper here on the top. Here will be wrapper, then you're gonna have wrapper again inside here, the same thing, right? That is a wrapper. Okay, wrapper. Now I will think, okay, I got the wrapper, it will center my content, right? What is the next step? Next step, to look at the column. How many column we have inside the wrapper? This is one, this is second, right? Second column. In the first column, when you have to make, let's say when you have to make in 2 column in one row or 3 column in one row, right? Then we're gonna need flex box. So you're gonna need a parent box like this, that is called flex. And now inside this flex box, you're gonna make 2 box, right? Which will be 2 column. So this will be the first column and this will be the second column, right? Image. So in the first column, what we have? We have this text heading 1 and then paragraph, right? And the second column you have image. Okay. Same thing here, you have 2 column. So in the flex box, you're gonna have this first column and this is the whole second column, right? Second column. First column has heading 2, paragraph, many paragraph, and here you're gonna have like 3 box, right? Because always I explain, right, when you have more than 2 elements together, you try to wrap in a box. So here will be heading 2 and the paragraph. Again, here is 2 element, so heading 2, paragraph, right? And here is also 2 element, heading 2 and paragraph. So it looks like too much clock. It's okay. Let's go back and try to, let's download this starter file, right? I will just download this. So I can extract here all. And what I will do is I'll just copy this whole thing, right? Let's see if I can minimize and then drag to my project. Unable to minimize. So I don't have project folder. What I will do, right, I'm gonna just create new folder. Let's call it 4, right? Layout. Inside here, basically, this is the 6th or I think 5th layout, but it's okay. Name will does not matter, right? Just drag it here. So you have image with 1 image, right? And index page. So let's go live view, right, and see how it looks. it looks already something like this, what we have done before, right? All right. So minimize this, and then I'm going to start writing the code. So first I'm going to explain this, right? The div, the first div, right? That is a hero, or you can call it header section, does not matter. Then you have the container or wrapper, right? Wrapper. And then you have the text box, which has this heading 1, paragraph, and button, right? You can see, you can check all this one. The only thing you may surprise, right? Why the row is here or flex, right? See, if I remove this, still no change, right? Still no change. It's exactly same thing. This wrapper makes everything in the center, right? So, and then you have the div, and because I'm gonna need the image, right? Or sorry, image on the right side, so that's why I have to make this flex box. Okay. So class name, call it row or maybe flex, whatever you can call, right? So let's one row, so just keep it row, right? Row. So inside this row, the first section is this text section, and I'm gonna make another div, give a class name of image, right? Image like that. So I'm going to get the image from here. Let's call it maybe 14, right? You can see now. See, so this image is already on the right side, right? Why that happened? I'm going to explain this with CSS again. So few things we need to understand now, right? Because here is 2 column. Okay, here is 2 column. So let's look at this container now, right? Let's look at the container first. Let's go back here in CSS. So you can reset this way also. Here you can even add, right, box sizing, not box sizing, but margin 0, padding 0. It's in the body. It does not matter. It's better to put it here, okay, in the universal. Margin 0, padding 0, right? That's what I said all the time. Let's make it like that. Fine. Font family, we have not learned yet how to implement font, right? I will explain that also today. Then normal font size, right? So again, the different font unit, not font unit, let's call it unit in the CSS, right? Like before we just use pixel, now you see rem, right? So we will talk about this in details again in the future, right? But normally what happens is in our browser, right, we have the base size is 15 or 16 pixel, like this, right? 16 pixel. Okay, so 16 is 1 rem. This is a relational unit, right? So it will change based on this size. Okay, so 16 is 1 rem, then 1.3 will be around how much? Let's 16 into 3 times, right? So that is 3 4, right? Around 5. Okay, so it's like 16 and 4, how much? Let's say 20, around 19 or 20 pixel. Okay, that is what it is. 1.3 rem. Just imagine 16 pixel is 1 rem, right? And 0.3 will be like 30% of the 16, right? So image, you can make width image is 100%. We can also give it object fit content like that. Then heading 1, 3 rem, that is 16 times 3, around 48, right? 48 pixel. Margin top 0. Okay. Container. So look at this container. This is what I was talking, right? Width is 80%. Max width is 110 pixel and margin 0 auto, right? In last time I used wrapper. You can give any name, okay? Container, wrapper, whatever, right? So let's give a border, right? Of 5 pixel, solid red. Look at this. That's the container. And inside container, you have a row, right? Row. So display flex, if I make this display column, right? Okay, it will be display flex, but flex direction, if I make it column, look at this. Just go below that. That's the column, one column. But by default, it is row, okay? Row, right? Row. That's the row. You can add a gap of maybe, let's make it 20 pixel, or let's make 1.6 rem, right? So there is a space between, these two column, right? The first one and second one. All right. So even if you remove this, right, that is by default. Okay, the row is by default, so we don't have to worry about that. Now below this paragraph, this heading, right, you don't see any margin, so we will fix that one also. Let's find this. Margin top is 0, margin bottom, right? Let's give margin bottom of maybe 2 rem. Not 2, let's make it 1.3 rem. Some space below, right? And line height, remove the line height, right? Line height 2. So that is 48 pixel. How much will be like 0.8%? That's, let's make it 0.9, right? Give it some space also. Okay. That's good. So if you expand now, right, it looks something like this. All right. So that is the first part, right? I mean, the most important thing is background color, which is here, right? Where is the background color? Let's go back. Okay. I think it's in the index page. I forgot right here. We have some CSS also here. No, right? That's the container. That's the row. That's the column. Here. Sorry, guys. Here is the hero section. So top and bottom is 100 pixels padding. Left and right is 0. Background color is this 2342 4A, right? That's the background color, and the color white for the text. So if you go here, that's the hero section. First container, I said the first container background will be allowed, right? So you apply the background in the first container. This is a wrapper, okay? It is something like this, right? Let's take one example here. Let me close this. We don't need. What I'm saying is, okay, guys. So let's say this is the whole screen, right? This is the whole screen or whole body. Okay. Now this is your hero section, right? This is your hero section. It has a background color, correct? It will start like this. It has a background color. The next thing is your container wrapper, right? So like 80%. So it will, and margin, left and right auto, right? Top and 0, 0 left and right is auto. That's why it is in the center. That's your container, right? Now we need two column. Okay, like this is the first column, right? And you have another column again for image, right? Image. Okay, something like this. Just imagine, right? So to make the column, we need always remember when you have two column, right? And you need to put it in the one row. This is one row, okay? Basically this is one row, right? This is one row. So if you need to make it one row, then for that you're gonna need that wrapper, right? Which we call it row. So this row wrapper we make display flex, add a gap between them. Now you have a, like you have a heading 1 here, heading 1, then you have paragraph, you have button, right? See, so this everything will just sit on the top of each other, right? They are block element. Even button is inline, but still, right? If there is only one, and because paragraph is a block element, it will add line break on the top and bottom, right? So this button will be always in the new line. For now, you just have to style it all this, and then you add image here, right? Image. Okay. So after that we have new section now, like this. So that will be the section. Inside section we have container to make things in the center, right? Because we need container to put in the center, align with exactly like top, right? That container will do the job to align everything in the center. Next we're gonna have again two column. So this is the first column. So for that reason we're gonna need a row, right? A row. Okay. And then you have the two column, that is the heading 2, paragraph like that. And then we're gonna have one more column. The only thing is inside this column, right? You have many heading 2 and paragraph. Okay. So you have many heading 2 and paragraph, like 3, right? Always remember, when we have more than 2 elements, we must wrap in a box like this here. That's the point, right? Heading like 2, paragraph. Again, you're going to put heading 2, paragraph. Okay. So let's continue with the second part, right? First, I said we're going to need section. So I will just look at here, hero section finished. That's the first part. Let's make a maybe I'll just give a section, right? And call it class name of section 2 or something like that, right? Or maybe, yeah, let's call it section 2. Right. So, or we can call it main, whatever you give a name. Okay, this is just a class, right? Then inside, I need to center. So I need a div with class name container. Because this container will in the same position. Look at here, you have the hero section first. That is the main, right? Main wrapper for everything. And then you have container. So I have main here and then container, right? So the container will just center my content. Now I'm going to need row, right? Same class here, same class. Why? This row is display flex. This class has display flex so that the two children inside will be aligned in one row. So that is the first div. Let's give a class name of first column, column 1, and another div, right? Class name of column 2. Okay. Now it's working, everything working fine, right? Only thing is we need to add here now heading 2. So let's get the text from our code, right? So might be text is here, this one. heading 2, and then paragraph, I believe. I'll just make it lorem 1. I think there is 3 or 4 paragraphs. So lorem 2, p tag 3, right? Okay, done. We can check the design. So it looks something like this right now. That's the heading 2 and paragraph, because we have not added anything on the right side. That's the reason. So let me close this. We don't need it. Here, right? So heading 1, we have just 2 paragraphs, but that's fine. I added, I think, 3 paragraphs. 1, 2, right? Okay, let me take this out. So in the column 2, right, on the right side, remember, inside this column, there are 3 different parts, right? 3 different, like cheap and paragraph, quick and paragraph, quality and paragraph. So, and also there is a background, right? So let's say if this is the main, on the right side, right, this is the main box with the background. Column 2 gonna have background and some padding all around, right, inside. Then I'm gonna need, okay, let's make div, right, and then heading 2, shape like that, paragraph, just add 20 word maybe, right, not too much. That's the first box. Okay, you can copy 2 more time, right, and just change the heading 2 to quick, and here will be quality. All right, so it looks something like this. Now check here. See, you have cheap, quick, quality, right? Already they are positioned already 2 columns and all that. If you look at the design, right, you can see some space on the top and on the bottom, right? There is some gap. So in our class main, let's go back here and I will start, right? I don't know why is the error here. Let's see. So let's, should be somewhere, right? Okay. So I see here the closing tag deleted. That's why. So let's start our main section, right? Style. Okay. So the first is main class. I want to add a padding, right? Top and bottom 50 pixel, left and right 0. Okay. And you will see some space now on the top and bottom. This red box is container. That's why it's perfectly aligned with the top one, right? Now, dot main, that's heading 2, right? Give font size of how much? 1 point. I'll just make 2 rem, right? Okay. Just the heading 2 in the main heading 2. So all heading 2 is now 2 rem. Now I want to have different color for this, right? If you look at here, we have different color here. So there is 2. I mean, you can do anywhere, that doesn't matter. But see, we have this heading 2 also in the column 2, right? And column 1, heading 2. So what I will do is I will just select like a dot col 1, heading 2, and color change to something like this one. Okay. Then dot, you're gonna have also, right, margin bottom of let's make it 18 or 18 pixel. Let's give pixel, fine. So now you check here, you have some space below, right? Then what we can do is we can just select paragraph, right, and give some margin bottom of 16 pixel. Okay, you can see some space between all paragraph. Fine, that is good, right? Next is work on the right side, that is column 2. Call 2 background color. I will make this same one here. Save. It looks something like this. You can change the color also, right? Make color to white. Yeah. Now let's make a text align, text to center, right? Text align to text align center, and see how it works, right? Yeah, that's fine. You want to have some padding, right? Add padding. So all around padding. Okay, so inside this box, right, I will make it maybe let's say 1.1 rem. Let's make 1.3 rem. See how it looks. Yeah, so there is some space now all around, right? What I will do is I'm gonna select dot call to and h2, right? I mean, we should have added here that is main s2, call 1 s2. Okay, call 2 s2 and margin bottom of 2 rem. That's too much, so we can make it 1.6 rem. Or right, what we can do is 16 pixel only, 1 rem. You know, each call to, right, call to plus call to background. Okay, that is fine. Call to. I mean, see, each box has a div, right? There is a div in each box. Okay, so what we can do is I can just do something like this. Dot column 2 div and give margin bottom, right, of 20 pixel. You know, see. So I mean, if you make a background color, let's make different background or border. Just add border, right? Border of 5 pixel solid red. Look at here. That's the column, right? All 3 different boxes. See that? Even we should have used the flex and add a gap between them, but because of margin bottom in each div 20 pixel, you can see some space, right? So that's good enough. You know, I think if you can do, if you can make up to here, right, and understand everything what we have done, that's the good sign, right, of progress. Okay, so save. I'm going to go back and remove the border also here. No need in the container, right? And it looks something like this. All right, guys. So we done with this project. Next is same thing, right? Just to add the nav bar on the top. Okay. Look at home, about, contact, sign in, sign up, right? That's the nav bar. So how are we going to use Flexbox to add a nav bar, right? So let's quickly work on the same thing here. How are we going to do that? So on the top, right, nav bar will go on this section. You have container, row. Not even in this section, right? You can create separate, you know, because this is just on the top. Look at here, the design. Just outside with different background. When you see the different background, all that, right? That is like one section, okay, separate section. So just above hero, we can call it nav, or let's call the header, right? Okay. Inside header, you're gonna have you just have the nav, right? But it's aligned. So now let's continue, guys. We working on the nav bar, right? So what I have done is added the header section here. So one thing I want you guys to understand, right? Every element, okay, every element. For example, let's expand this. Okay, so I move this box somehow. So on the top, right, within that, just imagine this is the the body, whole body. Within the top section, we have a header here, right? So it will expand all the way to the body size. Next, we're gonna have one container which will center or align perfectly with other element. Now we need the row, right? Because you want to align all your children inside here, like one, it will be two. So like home, contact, about, sign in, sign out, all that, right? So in order to achieve this form, you must have the row container like flexbox, right? And then the children inside. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Always remember, when you see the different color, you see the different color for the header section, right? So that is one section. All right, so let's quickly add the content here. So I'm gonna have a div. Let's call this class of container, which will center our content here. Then I'm gonna call it nav, right? And then, or let's not add a nav. What we can do is we can just call ul. This is also a box. Ul is a box, right? It can have a class of we can give a nav, or yeah, nav list. Inside we can have list item, head tag. We don't have a link, so we just keep it hashtag. So we have many links. Home, about, contact, sign in. I believe that is what we have. Sign in. Yeah. And then sign up is a button, right? So what we can do is okay, we're gonna make this button. Okay, we can just make this button later. So let me copy that and sign SIGN, right? Change this to SIGN, sign in and sign up. SIGN, sign up, like that. So I will add a button here. I'll just make this list letter button, right? BTN, maybe nav, right? So nav BTN, because it is designed in different way, right? Look like some kind of button. Okay, so we can do that. So our structure is ready. This container is just to put things in the center. So let's check now, right? Let's check this. You see that it's outside. It's aligned perfectly with the other containers, right? So now what we're gonna do is let's keep it like that. Header. So let's go here. So we are styling nav bar, right? Nav bar. So header, I'm just selecting the name. Okay, I just have one header, right? So I don't need to give a class name. Header only, and give a background color of whatever you like. Okay, so maybe I will change. I will just make this little bit of light, right? Yeah. So now save. You see that color is white. If I just put color here, right, it will not gonna work. Why is that? So you see the list bullet point white, but the A tag, right? A tag cannot, we will not change, okay? Because inline elements color you must apply in the inline, right? So we will do that later. The next is list item, right? A list. So the remove bullet point, okay? So this list, that is list style to none. So the list item bullet point is gone. For UL, right? UL is the parent, which is having all these children. So in the parent, you do display flex, right? And make a gap maybe of 20 pixel. See? So when you do display flex in the parent, all will align in one row and gap 20. So there is space between, right? See, underscore, right, is the A tag. A tag, right? So that is text decoration. We have to make it none, right? If I do, let's say double, right? Look at this. Text decoration is double. I don't see there. Overline. Yeah, I don't know why it's not coming up, right? But if I don't put anything, so you get that underline, right? What we do is just text decoration, make it none, right? Fine. So that underline is gone. Here you can change the color to white. Inline element, make sure within that element you have to add the color, right? White. Okay. We need some space in the top and bottom, right? Also one thing on, let's change transfer, right? Text transfer to uppercase. Okay, that will be also in the A tag. They all are capital. You want to increase the font size, you have to do it here, right? Font size to 1.3 rem, right? So now, right, what we can do is add some padding on top and bottom. Padding, right? I will make it 10 pixel. Top and bottom, left and right 0. It looks something like that. See that? It's time to make this button now. Let's do that. Or maybe we can make 20 pixel. That looks good, right? So dot btn, I think nav, right? Nav underscore btn. Look at background color, right? Red. That's the one. So how you make a button? Yeah, we're gonna give background, but not this one, right? Make it some different background. What is that? Let's see how it looks. That's the white background, right? And the text is something different. So background is white. Yeah, and the text is not gonna work, right? So white, that's fine. Let's call the color to this one. So it did not work because we have to tell, right? We have to define it to the A tag of this element. So dot nav button A tag color to white. So take that, not white, same this one, guys, because background is white and you don't want to make color also white. Okay, now it looks good. So here we're gonna give a padding, top and bottom 5 pixel, left and right maybe 10 pixel, right? And then you want to have a border radius, right? Border radius of 33 pixels, just to make a round, okay, like that. See, they are not aligned perfectly, right? So what we can do is always in the flex container, you do align item, that is vertical center, and see now every element is aligned perfectly. So that is all, guys. So that's how you create a navbar, you just have to pay attention, right? Okay, header is the main box which is stretched from left to right. That's why we have to add a background color in the header section. So any element which is stretching left to right and has a background color, you do this part, right? Then we have a container already to align the text in the center. We define on the top, right? There is a container here. So you have to understand what is the job of this container. This is important, okay? This is very important, right? Then flex box, you have to understand this also. And one more thing you see, right? If there is a column, okay, if there is a column, right? Right now we don't have, but because we have many columns, right? And you want to have a gap between the two columns, or between, if there are many columns, right? If you want to have a gap between them, then col plus col. So that margin left will be only applied in the inner columns, okay? Inside, right? It will not apply to the outer column. So I mean, right now we have not used this. I can remove, I can, let's, you can comment that out. Still will be no problem. So if you have any columns, we can use that. So in what case, right now we don't have here, right? Maybe in the next example, I will explain this, okay? So it gives some error. Let me uncomment this out. I don't know if we have column class, right? Let me see if we have somewhere. Call class row. We don't have, right? I mean, what we can do, I'll explain to you now. Let's say this is the, let's call it call, right? Let's give a call. Or right, better will be, why not, we make our navbar, right? We have many column here. So that's the UL, right? Nav list. Let's make this call. This is the first call. Second call, third call, fourth, and here also, right? So we don't have to write two, we just put the call inside the first call class, right? And delete this, okay? Now the point is, look at here now, right? It did something, right? Yeah. So what exactly happens? Let me go here and check this. Width is 100%. So see, each column width is 100%, right? We don't want that for now. Let me delete this. Just pay attention now, right? There is a gap between all of them, that is 30 pixel. Here we also added, right, in our UL, remember that in the UL we have a gap 20 pixel. So let's remove that gap for now. You see the gap is there, right? 30 pixel, whatever. The point is why we have call plus call, right? Only thing I'm going to explain is this call plus call, this one, okay? The margin left, right? Let's give a background color of red. You need to understand which one we are selecting, right? See the margin left of all the column. So this is the last column. The left side, this space, right, is the margin left. When you do the call plus call, when you select, that means select all elements, right? except the first. Leave the first. I don't want space on the left side here. On home left, I don't want space. I want space in between, right? So that is the one way, call plus call. But if you don't want to use that, then you can just use the gap right here. This is the parent. You can just put a gap of, let's say 40 pixel, right? And check. Now that will take effect. There is a 40 pixel gap also, right? Okay. So that's the reason for this call plus call. If you need space between the child element, this is what you can do. Or if you don't have the flexbox, or we can use the gap, right? I will just comment this out for now. Okay, so you see the 40 pixel gap here. That is what I just tried to explain, right? Anyways, guys, let me stop here. I think we're done. What we're gonna do is tomorrow we're gonna have challenge 7 and 8 done. Yeah, maybe 7 we will finish and start with 8, right? And then we're gonna we're gonna create this one also. So we will finish with our basic layout structure, right? What should we be learning, right? What we need to understand is how to use Flexbox to structure our page. Try to understand each part of the website, right? How things are structured, okay? That is the goal here to achieve, okay? Anyway, we will continue tomorrow. Thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.